Episode 4 of The Bad Batch, titled Cornered, has Clone Force 99 going on yet another side mission. After repairing their ship in the last episode, they realize they need to stop somewhere to fuel up and resupply their rations. And now that they don't have the Republic to do all of that for them, they must learn to fend for themselves. They choose to land on Pantora, which I thought was an awesome choice. This is a planet where we spend virtually no time on throughout any of the shows or movies. The most of Pantora that we've gotten was in the Clone Wars, but mostly from Season 1, Episode 15, Trespass. But even then, they were on the planet of Orto Plutonia, not so much Pantora, but we did deal a lot with the Pantoran government. After landing and bribing the port administrator to not scan their ship, the Bad Batch trail off into their own missions to get ready to leave as soon as possible. In the process of trying to sell some equipment for credits, Hunter is able to sell Echo posing as a droid to a merchant for 3,000 credits. More than enough to get what they need and off Pantora. Echo has some complaints about the whole idea, mainly the concept that he's not a droid, and that the fact that he thinks he's worth way more than 3,000 credits. But Hunter tells him as soon as he gives Echo the signal, he's free to leave and head back to the ship. Echo is taken to the back room of the merchant shop where he is fitted with a restraining bolt and meets a whole crew of droids. During the negotiations to sell Echo, Omega ends up getting separated from Hunter. And being that this is a new planet that she's on, Omega has no idea what she's going to do to try to find her way back to Hunter. That is, until she runs into the infamous bounty hunter, Fennec Shand, voiced again by Ming-Na Wen. Fennec says that she is also alone and offers to help Omega find her friends, only to pull out her blaster once Hunter catches up to them. Omega is able to get away, but Fennec is still hot on her trail. And I gotta say, the chase scene through Pantora reminded me a lot of the speeder chase from Attack of the Clones. There's just so much going on around them as Hunter and Fennec chase each other down, leaving destruction at every turn. But Hunter is finally able to get back to Omega, and they're able to get back to the ship. The ship is all fixed up and ready to fly thanks to the droids from the merchant shop. Earlier in the episode, Tech makes a remark that unless you have a team of maintenance droids, it's going to be a while. It just so happens they do, and Echo is able to remove all of the droids' restraining bolts, and they all get to work. The last shot we get is with Fennec and the port administrator. Fennec pays him and says that if they ever come back, you know how to contact me. Following up by pulling out her own comm link and updating whoever it is that hired her that the target got away, but she'll find her. Overall, we got another fun episode this week, but I do hope that more of the main plot starts to play out soon. I know we're only on episode 4, but I really do not want this show to turn into stopping every other episode for repairs. That being said, the episodes are still working out just fine, so I guess I don't mind it as much. The location of Pantora was awesome. Just a giant market district with colorful lights was a very different change of pace. Having Fennec Shand show up is also an awesome inclusion. We may finally get some backstory on her as to why she is such a notorious bounty hunter by the time of The Mandalorian. But who is she working for? My first thought was Maul, because why not? He's in everything now, so they might as well add him into the Bad Batch. Because at the time of the end of Revenge of the Sith going into Solo, a Star Wars story, Maul becomes a big crime lord, controlling a lot of the crime syndicates in the underground market. But then it hit me that it really wouldn't make sense. How would Maul know about Omega, and more importantly, what would he want with her? Now, instead, I'm fairly certain that Fennec was hired by the Kaminoans. They obviously want to get Omega back before the Empire discovers her, and Fennec Shand is probably the best option to do so. Or maybe I can go completely off the rails and say that Omega is a clone made from the DNA of both Jango and Fennec, but that's a nonsensical video for another time. What did you think of episode 4 of The Bad Batch? Are you liking the show so far? Or are you hoping for more of an in-depth story to come? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments down below. Be sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't, and remember, the Force will be with you, always.